Hello and welcome. Welcome to Trucking Answers. It's Roller Weiner Monday. It's 12:30 p.m. What's everybody up to? It's a short week for many people. Hey, what's going on out there? Do you have your wieners ready for this? Do you going to use a turkey wiener? Let's put it that way. I think you should use turkey wieners. This week, there's not too much going on. Hey, that bridge in Kentucky, Ohio, it's not going to open until December 23rd in case you cross over the bridge. They're in Cincinnati. Let's talk about the USA Truck self-dispatch system. Oh, I love it. I'm in. I so want to do it. The strike that was on and off is back on. I was going to do another video. I thought I can't do 3 videos in 1 week on one subject. Wish this guy would get his act together. The strike's back on. Are you ready? Get ready to strike, but not Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, they moved it. AB 5 does apply to motor carriers, the court rules. Hey, I got some stocks. I don't actually have rates. I should have taken that off there. And some city slogans this week, some city slogan trivia. And that's what's happening here today. Holy mackerel, what's going on out there with everybody? Let's see here if I can do clickings as usual. Oh, first was Michael Muller the other day, and quickly followed by Mark Ely. Today, Misty was first. Hello. And that's first today. And we also have Captain Flatbed is here. Hello, what's happening? Head low. It's a good weather day. I like that. Like it. Always in the market for that. Columbia, George. Hey, what's happening? By the way, the weather's been super great out, hasn't it? Come on. You got to admit it. At least around here, not bad. And let's see. Where am I as I am going down? Oh, hello, Steel Horse. What's happening? Christina, hello there. What's going on? Kelly Patterson is here today. Hello. Cassius King Trucking. You're number 1. Great. That's awesome. Better than number 2, of course, as we say. In the industry. Jason is here. Hello. Let's see. Donovan is here. What's going on? Where am I? Oh, George Costanza is here. I love it. A trucker strike will be 10,000 fat dudes without a shower them. No one will be able to cross the picket line. That's good. That's almost that could be almost any day at many truck stops. So bag of donuts. Hello. Let's see. Just remember to all particular new drivers, before you back in anywhere, look at other trucks in the buildings. Yeah, always look at the building and look where you're going to back in first. Don't just blindly back into something. You don't know what's going on in there. Tell them inside, cover yourself. Yeah, take a picture of it too before you're backed into it. That covers you even better. They'll say, well, he never came in and said it. So always take a picture of everything. You can always erase it later if you don't need it, right? That's because, hey, it's not like years ago when you'd have to go buy a flip flash and put it on your Instamatic camera and wait and go, I'll have these pictures back in 3 days from the photomat. So it's an all skate Monday, right? Oh, right. Better than Ladies' Choice, because that would be during Ladies' Choice skates, I was always over sitting down. So that is true. I used to skate every weekend. Dominican truck driver, hello. Alan Benedict, welcome from LA. Well, I wonder who's got better weather. Probably you, because I think it's still cold here today. Real Wiener Monday without toppings. Who would have it without toppings? Let's see what the weather I got with here today. It's 45 today and sunny right now. All right. Not bad. 45 and sunny. I'll take it for this late in the year. Oh, George Costanza, thank you very much. DG gave us a $500 bonus to go and help out Bethel up Pennsylvania. And wow, they gave me a load to Brooklyn. Nice. Trucks don't belong here. Yeah, I hate New York City too. I agree. I wish you could turn that down and tell them self-dispatch yourself. Tell them you want the USA Truck self-dispatch system. Holy mackerel, Brooklyn. Get some of that thin pizza that you can see through over there too. Thank you very much for that, though. Let's see, GW there in plastic. Oh, right, that's the all those interior dashboard things. I'm out of that. Forget that. Dealer time for me. Alexandra, you stopped eating bread with your roller dogs. Yeah, Brad, I killed out Brad a while ago too. There'll be another Fat to Fit video coming up probably this week. That's what I think on that. Precision Logistics, hello. Wilbon, what's up? Trucking Answers fans, good afternoon. Hello there. What's happening? So, well, let's see here. Where am I? As usual, Luke 1234 light bar behind me. Look, this light bars. Everybody ought to be able to carry a bag of marbles with them or ball bearings that you can just throw out the window and that bounce around and bounce off these light bars and ruin all. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I see them on cars too. A lot of trucks, but on some on cars, What are people doing? You can't put these on and run them on the street. They're for off-road use only. Brando Mayo coming in from Louisiana. Hope all's well. All super great here. Cat not around, but still doing good. Yeah, Alexander, easy for Oprah to say she's a billionaire. That's how you become a billionaire. The a mindset. It's all mindset, right? And she doesn't even have like 2 or 3 billion. It's not like she has 20 billion. So she's like a low-end billionaire. Michael Muller, hello, what's happening? Good afternoon, bag of donuts. Let's see. Oprah sounds like a good communist. Yes, Oprah, except when it comes to her money. Well, you know, that is how money works. It goes to those that wish it and require it. I'll be spending Thanksgiving, Kenneth, at a truck stop. Yeah, what is everybody doing on Thanksgiving? We're off with pay. We're paid Thursday and Friday, and I think there's a lot of people that are paid at least Thursday, and a lot of places do pay both days and have you off. I think you should only be working if you want to. That'd be my opinion. They should at least try to get you home. There was a commercial for JB Hunt over the weekend on the trucking channel, and I'm Craig Harper for JB Hunt, that guy, and who I assume his name is Craig Harper. Every driver will be home for Christmas this year. We guarantee it. So that's what he said on there. I guess all their trucks will be parked on Christmas. TJ Jones in the Bull of Woods, home for the holidays. That's good. Chef Matt, breakfast is about to go on for breakfast. Wow. Lunch. Good afternoon from I-74 in Flat Rock. MG Jackson, what's happening? Steel Horse, you working Thanksgiving? Oh, that's too bad. Do you want to work Thanksgiving, though? If you want to, then yeah, because you probably, I'm going to say your place, you get paid and get holiday and all that, too. Oh, right. Steel Horse volunteering. Yeah, exactly. The gas station hot dog game gave me a tummy ache. Yeah, that's the beauty of. That's why roller wieners are like a diet food. You eat one and then you're like so sick for 3 days, you can't eat anything else. And you're like, oh, wow, this is the greatest diet ever. You can eat hot dogs all the time and not realize you're losing weight. So, Alexander Leland, hello there. Got 2 hot dogs today from the Flying J in Georgia. Oh, were they from yesterday? I love those when they're all wrinkly and they look like they're elderly. Those AARP dogs. 30.6 here. I'm late. Well, sorry about that. Country Times Cleaning Ceiling Vent. Hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Mark from Trucker Jeremy, who I just lost here. Oh, there we go. Loading beer out of Florida for Hapersville. What beer is made in Florida? I don't ever remember getting beer in Florida, although at least you got out of Florida without having to go to Nashville, for crying out loud. Precision Logistics, hello from Pennsylvania. Kelly, make sure you clean your mirrors, give it a single layer. Huge difference. Yeah, why are people, I know I've gotten in trucks too. Well, they're like, go take that truck, and you look in it and you're like, how do people see out of this thing? Do you not have windshield washer fluid? Do you not ever wipe a mirror off? Holy mackerel. It's like the most important thing, right? Every time I stop, the mirrors get cleaned. I bring a bottle of Windex with me too. And so, which they actually give you Windex if there's some for you. If not, I'll bring my own. And whenever I stop, I spray the windshield and then wait a couple seconds and then wipe off with the wipers so that all the bugs and stuff come off it. Come on, people. Tommy Cash, Tornado, watches Southern Boston. Really? Tornado watch? Robert, hello from Tennessee and 52 and sunny. Nice. Warmer than here. Steelhorse Cat Show canceled in Ohio this weekend. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That's not good. I never thought about that because I guess I don't think that much about cat shows, but I assume everything the rest of the year will be canceled. Look, I'm still looking at Matt's. It's still open. I don't know. 27 in Minnesota. Feels like 19, Cash King Trucking. Isn't that awesome? Don't you love living up there? Canadian Tanker Yanker, hello there. All right, bag of donuts regarding a discussion last week. Found a lot of useful information. Wisconsin does have a program called WIOA to help obtain your CDL. Made a lot of progress. Thank you for your help. You're quite welcome, and I hope that works out for you. Keep me updated on how that's going there, if you can get into it, how hard it was, and everything like that. So, yeah. I think New York-style pizza is keto because there's pizza dough. Yeah, Cash King Trucking. It's keto because there's no calories involved in it because it's so thin. New York style pizza. It's not. It should be considered New York style tomato pies. You know. Happy Roller Wiener Day, everyone. Chris 76. Hello there. Yeah, growing up in the Chicago area. Okay, we know what pizza is. Trucking Journeys. Yeah, been a while. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're doing good out there. I assume you're running so much that you can't get in. I'm paid Thursday, Friday, going to your buddy's house. Luke, that's the way to do it, right? Get paid and have the day off. Alexander, if I'm not hauling, I'll be doing stupid stuff. Okay. Well, I assume that can have something for you to do. You just been home. If I try to back into a truck stop and someone has their headlights on, well, parked, I asked them if I could turn it off or duct tape the lights. Look, that's the other thing. And I see this almost every night. There's at least one or two trucks, because after I leave the fuel on, I got to cruise through the lot to get out. There's one or two people with their lights on. Is there some reason that they're on? They should be off even just while you're backing in. I don't even like to run them driving around in the truck stop, okay? But certainly once you start backing in, lights off. Reverse, lights are off. That's what I think. And four ways around. Why are we not backing up with four ways? Michael Muller, you'll be home for Thanksgiving. That's good. With pay, I hope. Steel Horse, who isn't home for Christmas? Only the people that want to be out. So I will say that's probably the easiest day to find parking on the road. I remember spending a Christmas in Houston at an Idle Air down there just outside of Houston, and there were like 5 trucks in there. No problem. Chef Matt, 3 hours behind your time zone. Oh, that's a problem. So it's still breakfast over there. But any time's a good time for breakfast. Trucking journeys. I'm still a poly trucking. Got a raise. Well, moved to Dallas. Looking to go local. Got a couple apps in. Well, Dallas should be plenty big of a city to find some kind of local job, I would think. Holy mackerel. There's tons of places there, right? Holidays are illogical. Grafton and all that is something I can agree with. Right. I don't agree with them, but they are out there and we get paid for them. Truck stop food is good to clear constipation. Well, that can happen. And you lose weight also. Prefer a thick skin on my wiener. Casher Skin Trucking. You got to have that snap, that bite. Alexander, it's 65 in Dallas. Well, that's pretty nice. You only get like a few of those ice days, and the rest of them are super wonderful. Be a long commute, though, to come up here every day. I don't know. The electronic billboard on 70 across from Werner is blindingly bright. That should be illegal. And some of them, when they'll change from something dark into something super white, too. And that because it's the next page or whatever's on there. Yeah, somebody ought to control the lumens on those things. And somebody suggested this in the comments yesterday. How about the police lights? Oh my gosh, you're driving at night. These police lights are like the sun. Why are they so bright? Dave Johnson watched the rerun heading out for a doctor's appointment. Not for the COVIDs. So Dave Johnson, okay, thank you. And I assume anyone that says not for the COVIDs, it's for the COVIDs. So hope you get better from that. I mean, dry raindrops on my mirrors. Why are people leaving this on there? A bag of donuts is leaning towards Vera Trucking, but what is your opinion of Rail? Well, Rail, camera. I don't think Rail has such as long a contract as Vera Trucking. Anybody here from Rail? They have what? Refrigerated. They got flatbed. They got van. Rail does everything. Dead at home 800 miles. Wow. As long as they pay you for it. If you weren't making a parrot, always, especially over the holidays, when you do those Zoom calls with your family on Thanksgiving. And you sit the computer on the table, be sure to wear a blue parrot so everyone can hear you. Natural casing hot dogs are the best, like Nathan's. James, no lost soul. I just can't stand company drivers who only go 55. And get in town with passing lane and 55. Yeah, all right. I have this problem too. People that you pass them. When I used to go to Evansville, I'd have this problem. So I'm going 60, and you pass people going because they're going slow. And then you come into Terre Haute or whatever, and what are they doing? They're still going like 60 miles an hour through to 40 in town. Like, why don't you just speed up back there so you don't have to speed here? Christina, they say nothing will be back to normal to the end of next year. That I kind of agree with. I think almost everything will be canceled. That MATS is still on, probably because they don't have to do anything yet. Look, when I was looking at this USA Truck Self-Dispatch, and I started reading their COVID thing, and other companies too, so I went and looked at them. Their COVID statements all say we're not going to be doing any gatherings, we're not going to any events and stuff. There's not going to be anybody there. So I think that's going to be a problem on us, so I think it'll be canceled. We'll see. George Wilson, how do you like that kitty litter commercial that cats are dressed like cowboys in a saloon? I don't know how they got him to do it. That's what I always wonder. Eugene, first truck to buy Freightliner or Volvo? Well, I don't own a truck, so I think Freightliners have probably easier maintenance. There's more of them, and they're probably easier to fix. Volvo's probably a better riding truck. Chris, there's a Celadon trailer in Covington, Georgia, if anyone's looking for it. Are there still Celadon trailers around? I mean, come on. The auction's done. I think the bankruptcy's about over. So what's going to become of these? I think you can just almost take them now, right? Although I'm not a lawyer, you should contact your local FMCSA field office about that. Love the show. Where are you working for now, Daniel? The same place as before. Like Sandra. That's what she said, right. George said you shouldn't have to eat dinner pizza with a knife and fork. Chicago pizza is bread with a side of sauce. New York, no, that's not true at all. Chicago pizza is pizza. It's just layers. We layer the flavors, right? Dinner you shouldn't be able to see through your dinner. Like New York City pizza. If I hold it up to a light shouldn't come through it. Columbia, Georgia, just finished my delivery, heading back to the yard to start my second load. Wow. You already did. You'd be on your second load that I haven't even left yet. That's crazy. And where did I go off to? Oh, yikes. I'm a little far behind. Sam's Club and Walmart in Clarksville is out of toilet paper. Meijer yesterday, no toilet paper. Not a roll in the store. So you're going to have to go in the bathroom and steal it, or hopefully you've stocked up over the summer, because I think we're coming into another no toilet paper section. Polly gave its drivers a raise, 58 cents in the odometer. I'm making $86,000, but I want to be home more local now, and I live in Dallas and have a girlfriend. Oh, imagine that. How horrible is that? Can I see you every once in a while? Boy, these people are just unreasonable. Can't turn off your parking lights for daytime running lights on the loon trucks. Right, you'd have daytime running lights like the Cascadies have that strip or whatever. That's still not as nearly as bright as, people that have their headlights on. There are people parked sometimes with their headlights and driving lights on still. Can we turn all that stuff off? We can at least turn that off. No pay, but got a layover at home for $250. Thing got a raise at Smith, getting 50 cents. All right. See, everybody's getting raises. There's been a lot of this out there, too. A lot of places raising pay. Cashier's King got a 700 LED light bar hardwired, and there's no turning it off. As long as the truck's rolling, the lights are on. My company's paying holiday pay Thursday and Friday. Columbia, George, that's how it should be. What's up with the coast mode on the Freightliners? Someone is going to die. Oh, they've had that for a while. We've had that for several years. You go down a hill or whatever, and it goes into coasting, and it saves fuel. Yep. Georgia overdrive mode, it should say. Isn't it nice that JB Hunt cares enough about their drivers to make sure they're home for Christmas? I know that Craig Harper is revolutionizing the industry. We guarantee you one day a year you will be home. No, even if your girlfriend gripes at you more than that. My 2021 389 should be ready. Oh, that'll be super nice, won't it? Kevin Idle Air, boy, that lasted a week. I used that for years. I had that window thing in there. I love Idle Air. I wish it was still out. Fleet Nav Systems is here. Hey, how's it going? What's happening? Bragging about being able to afford Idle Air. Cash is king. I will tell you this. I'd park there, and sometimes I'll wake up next to an owner-operator that is idling next to me in an Idle Air spot. Now, it was $1.25 an hour, I think, or something like that, $1 an hour for Idle Air. And this is when diesel fuel's $3.50, $4. I mean, really? It'd be cheaper just to run the Idle Air. Michael Muller. Well, I never mention who I drive for new people on the show, and that keeps them out of the show. That keeps them off the channel, too. They can't gripe at what you say. I recommend that for everybody. And now also, I don't recruit for them. So many drivers out here recruiting for their company. And look, if you like your company, go ahead and recruit for it, I guess. But you can't go work for 9 companies in a year and tell me every one of those companies is great, that kind of thing. So I just don't do that, and that's how I do it here. Been looking at places paying $19 an hour. Won't work for less than $22.50. Yeah, $19 an hour for local drivers? Wow. What about Hogan? Hogan's running an ad here for $1,800 a week in Indianapolis. They got anything down there? Home Daily. Day Cab Gear Jammer, good morning from California. Lucky it's not between the hours of 10 and 5, so no Rona. Oh, that's right, because they have that, what am I trying to think of? Oh, curfew, right. They have a curfew now there. Stuck at home waiting on your COVID test? How long does that take, Patrick? And why did you get the test? Do you feel like you're sick, or did some company make you take it? How does that work? Some daytime running lights are white and too bright, especially when you can't turn them off. Maybe I'm just getting too old. They should go dim when you pull the parking brake. That's what they should do. Going to K&B next Monday. What is your opinion? I don't like K&B, Daniel. They don't have a good record of treating people well. They have a micromanagement attitude there that doesn't seem to have changed. So once you get there, let me know if it's changed so that I could change my opinion of them. I did see they raised their pay. Are you getting paid for Native American Day? I'm paying myself for that day because I'm very culturally sensitive. Cash is king. Yes, Native American Day. Michael Muller Smith did raise their pay, right? Georgia through Forsyth to get a new truck-only lane. I did see in Georgia they may get some truck-only lanes. Isn't that awesome? No, but will it be enforced also? Well, Jerry Albano shares. Paul coming over for Thanksgiving. Roll Tide, be careful. Paul will steal the turkey. You got to lock everything down when he comes over. We're only going to have him here on Zoom, though, so we should be okay. He'll only steal our passwords. It's gone for 15 minutes, did Mark say we work for? No. Getting unloaded, then off to South Dakota. Oh, nice. I saw you had a 1-pick, 3-drop South Dakota coming up. Michael Muller, I'm on home time Tuesday and Wednesday. That's why 50 cents, otherwise 40 cents. Oh, all right. If you go to school with rail, you sign an agreement saying you will drive 120,000 miles for them. Cash is king. 120. Oh, that's nice. It's a mileage commitment. You're not a lawyer. Good advice about contacting your local FMCSA field office. Yeah, I've heard that's the best way to get those type of questions answered. The local FMCSA field office, which I'm sure gets many, many phone calls daily from drivers. Great. Now there's a pizza war. What else will 2020 bring us? There's no pizza war. There's no pizza war. It's like somebody from the Middle Ages and then, a nuclear weapon. Okay, New York City, pizza, right? If you can see through your food, it's not food, okay? It's paper. That's what I think. French toast and oatmeal are great. I'll agree with that. The stores need to set limits on toilet paper purchasing. Luke, no, that's not how economics would work. You don't need to set a limit on it. You need to let the price rise as the supply goes down, and people will self-limit their purchases. If a 4-pack of toilet paper was $30, how many of them would you buy? That's the thing. There shouldn't be a limit on purchasing things. There's the only reason that people continue to buy it is because it's so cheap, and all the press is saying there's going to be a shortage. So that's why all through the summer I kept buying one every week in the summer. And I have at least 175 days probably of toilet paper would be my estimate here before I'd have to go start stealing it from the rest area, 20 miles south of here. The running lights turn on and off once you set or release the parking brake. I don't know. My truck, I still have the yellow lights because I have the older style Cascadia, so they're not as obnoxious. Must be vacation week for the chosen company. They've not shown their face still. Or is it? I don't know. Remember, 250,000 plus won't be joining for Thanksgiving. That's true, right? That happens all the time, right? I had a family member that died of COVID a couple of weeks ago, so. I meant to email Mark, let him know I wouldn't be here. Was driving a U-Haul out to Denver and flying back east Monday during the show. Oh. My truck auto shuts off, no APU. I don't like that. Luke, right? Mine shuts off too, but it does have an APU, so I do like that part of it. Yeah, well, are you sleeping in it? I mean, what are you supposed to do? DIY semi-trucking and more. Good afternoon. Chef Matt, they say you got to start out small. Is that referring acquisition costs or job type variety? Both. Hello, everyone, and happy Monday. So donuts are not food. You can see through a donut. You can't completely see through a donut. I mean, a donut allows light through to shine its greatness at you. That's the story of a donut. New York City pizza is horrible. Chicago pizza any day, of course. That's the only way to do it. No to Hogan, no local openings. All right, well, I know around Indy they do post that stuff. There's got to be some kind of job. I mean, if Dallas is only rolling $18 an hour, you're going to have to move somewhere else. That's not going to cut it for local work. What's up with drivers flashing their high beams instead of the interrupt? Look in the mirror and suddenly blind. That's been a few years. I don't know if truck schools are perpetuating that now. I don't know why people are doing that. They're just too lazy to hit the other button. I still have around 34 rolls of toilet paper. I'm good well into next year, James Bowman. That's the way to do it, right? Because you're not going to get it for a while now. And I was looking on eBay. There's not a lot of it on there yet, but that's going to come. In the next few weeks, it's going to be back on there for $20 a roll. Todd Heifels going on vacation for 12 days starting Saturday. We're off for Thanksgiving with pay. That's what I'm talking about. That's correct. Now here, like at a lot of places, you have to work the day before and the day after the holiday to get the holidays. So nobody will call off Wednesday or Monday. They won't get paid because they'll be losing those 2 days of pay also. Happy Roller Weiner Monday to all end users. Jim, thank you for that. I'm buying a 15-pack of shop towels at Sam's Club as a substitute. Wow, that would be fibrous, at least. Last time I was eating pizza in New York City, George Costanza, I remember thinking to myself, I wish I had an additional load of bread to eat with this pizza. Also, you need another pound of meat and cheeses and stuff like that on top of it as well. Yes, exactly. Canadian tanker yanker. The Cascadia's daytime running strip lights are orange until you release the brakes, at least on ours. Well, I don't have the strip lights on this one. And ours that have that strip light, they're white. On the ones that have the LED lights, because this truck doesn't have those, they're white strip on this one. They turn to yellow when you turn your turn signals on, but otherwise they're white. Cherry, Mark, what time will Paul be at your house? He will bring some old worker with him. You have to pay him $100 for him to eat dinner at your house. Yeah, he's only coming on Zoom this year so that there's no more issues with him. Check out Free Navigation System website. There's a section on driver behavior management coaching. Free Navigation System website. Kelly, I wonder where that is. Fleet Nav, we'll be live streaming tomorrow. All right. Going to be interviewing one of our support team who was an over-the-road trucker. Really? What prompted her to not be an over-the-road trucker anymore? That's what I'm wondering. Did you just convince her since she was so good working with the Geotab? You said, look, just come in here and come in and work for us. You stole her from the road. Demand sign economic causes prices. Demand side, yeah, prices to rise. That's how it should be. It would limit. If you have a limited supply, the price goes up and people don't hoard things. Then there's stuff for everyone. I don't think a governmental artificial limit, you can only buy 2 of these or whatever. That doesn't end the supply. People will send all their kids and they each get 2. And that's what they do, really. Chemical Transfer Portland, Oregon pays $30.49 an hour for local drivers, Columbia, George. Now that's more like it. Plus overtime, you're looking at $46 an hour for overtime. That's the way to do it. 17 is not going to cut it. When around here, Target's paying 12. Okay, come on. I made it. Ozark is a nightmare. I've had better communication with my dog. Oh, that's awesome. See, companies should try to call themselves and see how it works. That's the stuff that they don't do. Got any over-the-road job paying $100? There are a few that you can certainly approach $100. I just saw an ad for Bar None, and they're saying $100,000 for their best drivers. Exchange the 20 for the 1. It will be cost-effective. Oh, right. Derate the money. Red Monkey Trucking is here. Hope you're all well. I'm super good over here. Hogan is the house truck line for Target. George Wilson. Oh, all right. They just pull Hogan trailers around here. I will take 2 New York slices and stack them on top of each other. You probably could still see through them. They're so thin. They got a lot of gall charging $25 a pizza. I see a lot of fossils on the road doing the high beam thing. I've been driving 15 years and always dim the headlights. Fossils. I like that. I don't know if they're pulling for the department store fossil, but I don't think that's what you're talking about. Look, people just get lazy and they see other people and like, oh, I'll just blink my lights, 2 times or whatever. Yeah. And it's sometimes it's somebody with these LED replacement lights. So they're blinding everybody all over the place. The space station writes in. Fred Zeppelin, possible relation. Why do 9 out of 10 disabled trucks put their triangles out backwards? They put ones furthest away closest to the travel lane. Oh, how many times? Whoever sees these put out correctly, what? 1 time in 100 or whatever? I've seen 3 of them right next to each other and stuff. Yeah. Sometimes people don't put them out at all. Paul has some hot toilet paper, Mark. I bet. That I do believe. It's all logoed. We have corn cobs and leaves down here. Who needs toilet paper? Todd, well, that's very rustic. So far looks like Western Flyer Express pays good. $230 a day for 6 days a week, home every night. Really? They pay that much down there? That's a surprise. Depends how many hours a day that is. And $230 a day for 6 days, 12, what? That's $1,380. That's $1,380. So how many hours are you going to work for $1,380? That's my question. Started to feel like garbage Saturday morning when I was doing some errands. Have a cough temp was 98. That's not bad. So I decided to get a test done at the urgent care. What did they do then? Do they call all your friends and family? Do they do that contract tracing? You're the first person I've ever talked to that had a test. Did they charge you anything? Do they call all your friends and family and your work and everything? How does that work? As I know here, if you even tell them you're sick at all, boom, you're off 14 days, just like that, no pay. Flash my high beams during the day, but not at night for a time I used to cut off. People can't figure out whether they're gay, straight, or a woman. Well, I don't know. It's people can be whatever they want to be. Do you expect them to actually willing to be learn a whole bunch of controls? Well, this just changed a few years ago. I don't understand it. We could turn the lights, and then now everybody's bright beaming everybody with the stupid LED lights. Should get the results back in 3 days. 3 days. So what, are they making you stay in your house for 3 days or whatever? Hey, in 3 days from now, we'll know if you should have taken some treatment 3 days ago. That's crazy. It should be immediate. Driver coaching. Yeah, what everybody wants. Probably not from a driver. Trucking was honored at the 2020 Emmys. Really? By who? Did they give Dual the Lifetime Achievement Award? Oh, Mark, can I please have some more driver coaching? Yeah, please. Hey, here's some more coaching. Can you train me some more to be more of a driver, since that's what I do? I know, and it's always by somebody that doesn't drive. Unlimited carrier is $22 an hour. Really enjoyed there. I've been there for the last year. But you run over the road. Well, hourly over the road is pretty good. Customer rejected 2 cases of toilet paper. I donated them to the cause. Really? I can't believe anybody would reject it now. I know a guy that works at Target and loads trailers, makes $22 an hour. Right. I don't have hazmat endorsement, so I couldn't do any tanker or chemical work. There's tankers that don't require hazmat endorsement. Right up here at Fair Oaks Farms in Indiana, 50 miles north of here. It's milk tankers. Okay, so there's plenty of tankers that don't require hazmat endorsement. You could go get your tanker endorsement probably pretty simply, if you wanted to do that. I found a 60-inch, 38,000 lumen light bar. Wow, next time someone blinds me, I'm going to do permanent damage to their retinas. That is great. That'll light up the night. Communication is one of the best things about GP Transco, as long as they'll talk to you if you call them. I'm only home weekends. I still have 20 rolls of toilet paper. 20. Well, that should last you for a while home on weekends. Fleet Navigation Systems website, driver behavior management and coaching. All right. Bar none is over 100,000. Yeah, Steel Horse. That's what they're showing at they're showing 100 plus on their ads because of bonuses and 60 some cents and all that. That's hundreds possible there. Our Cascadias have the LED headlights, and I guess people think my high beams are on, so they flash their high beams, and then I give them an X-ray. Some of them are not pointed right. When we first got these LED Cascadias in, some of them were not, or they were like French, or they're pointed for people that drive on the wrong side of the road, so they had to re-aim the lights. It's a fixed pay scheme. 6 days optional. I can get by on 1380, but I can't seem to find pay more than that without hazmat. Okay, I understand it's fixed pay, but I'm asking you, how many hours do they want you to work for $1,380? That's what I want to figure out. Not that I make $1,380 a week. What if that's 70 hours? All right, so let me get out this. With overtime at 70 hours, $1,380 would be straight time of $1,624 an hour. That's not great. So that's why I'm saying we got to figure out how many hours they're going to want you to work for that kind of money. Whoever sees any trucks without triangle put up? Yeah, I see these trucks all the time, and usually they're not out anyways, right? Oh, chemical transfer doesn't pay overtime because it's the interstate. They can pay it. They use that as an excuse, is what you're saying. They could pay it if they want to. Trucking was honored by a female driver. Really? I wonder what they did there. Doing a live Q&A as usual, so please come and ask any questions. We'll add your question to my list. Okay, good. Live stream tomorrow from Fleet Nav Systems. That's good. Think of doing pneumatic trailer driving. Region runs from Texas. Weekends off. Never done pneumatic. Yeah, let me know how it goes. Me either. Still, drivers get paid for their time. They do. They should get paid overtime. They should. But, that's still not bad. How does it feel to be told when you can't see your family and friends for all you company drivers? Super trooper. Well, I don't know. That's called a job, I guess. And depending on what job you have, I don't think you get to see your family as much as I do owning your truck. So you have to be careful on who you're talking to about that. Daniel, thanks for playing. Like the show. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. But isn't bar none slip seat? I don't think so. On the road, no. For those kind of miles, you're not going to have time to slip seat a truck. Holy mackerel. No pay, we get 14 days pay. Oh, really? See, no, we get the 14 days off without pay. They go home and not paying you. LED is so 2020. I'm looking at phaser beam. Look, they have laser headlights. I'm sure you saw this. Audi has these in Europe. They're not approved for the United States yet. They have them. So don't be so quick to say that. They have laser headlights in Europe. They're working on getting approved for the United States. It's not a good idea to put your triangles out anymore. People run them over. Well, people leave them. Sometimes you'll come up on just a lone triangle sitting in the middle of no place. If I'd have collected these over the years, I could probably be triangle guy on eBay. Do they communicate and tell you that you're not going to get paid 14 days for your coronavirus testing? Well, they told us immediately that, if you're sick, you have to let us know or whatever. That's how it worked here. And you'll be off, of course. And then I asked them, does it pay? Well, no, we're not paying for that. We don't pay for it. But we can't have you coming in if you're sick. So it turns out people come to work, they're sick, and they don't say anything because they're going to be off 2 weeks, whether or not they've got this or the flu now, a cold, anything. So, it's a tough spot to be in for them. R&R pays hourly in Western 11 states if you live in California. Nice. Cisco deliveries are such a pleasure, Alexander. Probably better than the Cisco driver who's got to unload their truck over where they deliver it. So, holy moly. Steel Horse, I'm not worried about it. Yeah, you're paid. I know you have one of the best jobs going. And that's nice of them to pay to be off, because then if people are sick, they will say something because they know that they can take the time off and get paid for it. So the other side of that, I guess, is what my company is thinking is that if they said that, everybody would come in and say they're sick so they could get 2 weeks off with pay. So I don't know, from the other side of it, I guess I could see their side of it too. People that, especially, week before Christmas or whatever, they'll come in and say that they're sick so they can get those 2 weeks off with pay. So I don't know. Light bars on private highway construction pickups are annoying. Also, the use of red and blue lights are confusing. Should not be used on non-emergency. I agree with that. Here in Indiana, it's illegal. White or yellow forward and yellow or red backward only, unless your volunteer fireman can have blue lights. Otherwise, no. I think there are options at bar none that require slip seating. They have like a 7. Well, okay, cash is king. All right, I'll give you that. Bar none has a lot of these, like some other companies, where you can do 7 and 7 and all that. Now, you're not going to make $100,000 being off 7 days after you work 7 days. And yes, I can understand slip seating a truck that you're only going to use half the time. So that I understand. That I get that. Canadian Tanker Yanker, the new North American BMW headlights say laser on them. The new M5 does for sure. That'd be interesting if they got them passed in the United States. I've seen the Audi ones, and they specifically talked about it in the article that they're not allowed in the United States yet. So we'll see. Maybe they've come in. So maybe in Canada they're allowed. Yeah, they bend around corners. It turns. The whole thing turns without turning the whole focus thing. It points the light exactly where it's supposed to go. Love it. I can't imagine what it would cost to fix it. Do you have a new laser diamond here? Do you have dilithium crystals at the AutoZone? So I don't know what it would cost. Don't get in an accident. I was fired when I got coronavirus because I couldn't work for 2 weeks. They let me go, Nathaniel. That stinks. If you'd been there a year, you would be able to get FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act, but otherwise, they probably can fire you. Unfortunately, but I'll tell you, a place that you get sick and they fire you, it's worth leaving. How did that? Apparently, you got over it. In rainy Maine, trucker Hershey went to pick up paper rolls. Trailer leaking. Yep, they go, no, thank you for paper in your wet trailer. I think the biggest issue with factory LEDs is they are aimed at the factory without the load on. I took mine in this week, loaded with 130,000. Wow, and they were way off, but aimed properly. Now there should actually be a button in the truck. Or they could just automatically aim them, but you should be able to up and down them with a switch in the truck. Really? Then depending on the load, like you're really heavy, you'd be able to change your aiming as you go. Steel Horse, I get time off anytime I want. Just ask for it, and it's given to me. Yeah, exactly. Not every company makes you just stay out. So I don't think that, to suggest that you would see your family more because you're an owner-operator is probably not true, depending on the company that people are. Use what flashing lights you have. Even the cops get run over from time to time. Yeah, some officer got hit by a truck the other day. It was in the news. He's on the side of the road and some truck come blast him right off the highway. Come on. You didn't show them the 6 rolls of emergency duct tape. That's what you're going to need. Can't you use short-term disability or FLMCA? You can use FMLA for an illness. You could, as long as you've been there a year. I don't know if you'd get short-term disability for it or not. That'd be interesting to see if you could get short-term disability on it. Never thought about it that way. I know they don't pay you anything, so here. At least they don't fire you for it, I guess. In Utah, they go pay for school drop and hook drivers around 17 to 22. 17 is like super low. You go with an LTL, you can unload a trailer that goes to 27. Dirt haulers make 25 but work in the summer only. Well, that doesn't sound like a great place. Maybe you could haul snow in the wintertime or be a plow driver, to fill in on the winter, because they hire that here. Although this year you wouldn't have needed to do anything. USA Truck self-dispatch system. To do this, you have to have 12 months experience, 5 jobs or less in the last 3 years, and average 2,000 miles a week on a rolling schedule. It takes 3 weeks of training, which I don't understand. It's probably a bunch of corporate garbage. And then when you get to a city, apparently you'll be shown on a load board, basically on an app that you have, all the loads that are available, and you can pick whatever load you want, going wherever you want to go, as long as they have a load going there. You self-dispatch yourself, and then when you go home, you dispatch yourself to your house. Who's in for self-dispatch? Does that sound like a great deal, or does that sound like a great deal? I'd be all over that immediately. It should not take 3 weeks of training. That's going to be the most boring part of it. I hope they pay you for the training. Also see people using light bars headlights. Oh, yes, absolutely. People don't realize they are off-road use and you get a ticket. They don't seem to get tickets. That's the problem. If they would get more tickets, we wouldn't see them on all the time. But yeah, people are running them. They have their parking lights on and in a light bar that's 4 inches off the ground. That's 80 billion, Next week, we're going to have DriveWise on our show to talk about their way station bypass. Have some good questions, and it will be a live show as usual. All right, you're back to lives all the time. I love it. I got flex steel cans in the truck against leaking trailers. Oh, you just slap it on yourself? Do you have that slap tape that guy uses to make a boat himself on TV? Maybe you could use that stuff. And once they see it leaking, will they allow you to fix it yourself, or do they want you to bring another trailer? John Staniszewski, someone at my company used the family's first coronavirus relief act to get paid. Yes, you can, if your company has 500 or less employees. That is correct. My company has 500 or more employees, so we do not qualify under the Family First Coronavirus Relief Act, which they made sure to put out in a press release to us. Well, by the way, we are not, subject to this act, so they made sure to let us know that they'd already read it, and you can't do it. Steelhorse, 4 days on and 4 days off for $60,000. Yeah, and I think there too, right? It's slip seat. When you do that kind of thing, it's slip seat, and 7 and 7 is slip seat, which is understandable. They're not going to leave the truck sit for half the time. And $60,000 for working half a year, it's not terrible. That's certainly not. There are people that work a whole year at England and make $45,000. Let's get rid of dispatch and brokers. Well, they said drivers love it, and I would love it too. Why do I have to wait for some planner to give me a load somewhere? Why? How about I pick all the loads? That I choose where I want to go. How about that? Should have thumbnails up for those shows before the end of the day here. Okay, good. Sounds like somebody's reducing staff. I'm all for it. I mean, otherwise, what? You don't get a load or whatever. You got to call dispatch. Here, you don't have to worry about that. You can pre-plan a whole week in advance, it said at USA Truck also. A week in advance. Cashier's King Trucking. If I was looking for local worker, I'd find out who delivers groceries to the grocery store. Typically pays good. Yeah, grocery deliveries. 80 miles from here is Kroger. That's a good paying job. It's on the other side of Indianapolis on the way to Cincinnati. Question, do I have to keep a week of paper logs even though I'm running ELDs? You have to have paper logs available to you. So you have to have blank paper logs with you. You do not have to keep the log on the paper, but you do need blank paper logs. As long as your ELD is working, you are all set. Nomad Trucker, 3 weeks to teach company drivers what it takes. Owner-operator, years of mistakes to learn. All I got to do as a company driver is know how to use the software. That's it. I'm not figuring out revenue or anything else like that for the truck, though. So I'm not figuring out all this owner-operator stuff. I don't own the truck. I'm just dispatching myself wherever I want to go. It sounds like a great deal for a company driver. I get all the benefits of being able to dispatch myself without having to worry about the revenue. If they post the load on there, whatever USA Truck is taken as a revenue for that load, that's their problem. I got nothing to do with that. They say, oh, you can take this load. If they took 80 cents for it, that isn't my problem, right? I don't have to worry about it. I get paid the same. So I think it sounds like a great deal for company drivers. Patrick, I'll have to stay home until I get the results. I'm a city driver for LTL. Talked to my HR and told them what's going on, so get paid 8 hours a day till I'm back to work. That's pretty good. At least they're paying you and not firing you. And we'll see what the results are. Now they're going to pay you even if the results come back negative. Phil Swift here for Flex Seal. Yeah, I'm Craig Harper, and I love Flex Seal. We have our drivers seal all of our trailers on Christmas Day while they're at home. You're supposed to keep a week of blank paper logs in case you're malfunction. Right. You don't have to fill the log out, though, as you're going on. I asked the shipper about taping it up. He said no. Have to see repair bill. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Once they see the leak, then you're busted. Where can I park here in Maine, Oregon, or Connecticut? Well, I don't know. We all need to hope that Trump does win another 4 years. Kenneth, I don't think that's going to happen, all right? It's, let's put it this way. It's over, all right? We're just waiting for January. I think we can all pretty much agree to that it's over. Oh, Pennsylvania. Okay, so we've talked about electric trucks and that. Pennsylvania's going to add $2,000, 2,000 pounds, let's put it that way, to the amount that an electric truck will be allowed to weigh. So in Pennsylvania, if you have like a Tesla semi, you can weigh 82,000 pounds gross. This will also go for hydrogen-powered trucks, they said, as well. So some states are now giving an exemption for electric-powered trucking. 2,000 pounds in Pennsylvania. This will have to go nationwide. They said, well, because all the electric stuff weighs more and all that. So that's pretty interesting. Extra $2,000. Now USA truck drivers can pick up whichever heavy paper load they want. Well, you can get a paper load going anywhere in the country, it says. Go pick up gigantic rolls of paper and they go all over the place. Michael Muller, that Flex Seal is excellent, but after 4 years, we did a rain cap on a flue pipe. It looks like Swiss cheese. Well, it would maybe get him his load, though, today, right? USA trucks have forward-facing cameras. Dominican truck driver, good. I mean, I'm in for that. People should always have their own dash cam. Always run your own dash cam in your truck. There's no reason not to anymore. There's so much that goes on. You may need the camera to determine what really happened. Kenneth, doesn't matter when we need to do a 34-hour reset strike. I was just tamming it properly, so we do it at the same. Oh, timing it, so we do it at the same time. Why March 16th? Why on March 16th? Why that long? Drivers are going to forget about it, but why so long, so far away? By the way, the strike that was over, that was on and over, is back on. I don't want to do a whole nother show about it, another video. I thought, holy mackerel, I can't continue to do videos. This guy came and said, oh, wait a minute, I maybe misspoke when I said canceled. What I mean is delayed. He says, Thanksgiving is not the time to do it, but a strike is coming, and don't you worry about that. That's what the guy that's running that said. So this strike that you want to do, maybe you could hook up with this guy from Stop the Tires 2020 and see when you guys could get together. But I'm serious that he came out and said that he misspoke. He didn't mean canceled. He meant delayed. So it's coming soon to a trucking place near you. The strike's back on. So get those signed. I know everybody had bought all their poster board and everything to write misspelled words on. We're unstruck, and stuff like that. But I know you can still have that stuff. Andrew Miller from Janesville, Wisconsin. Hey, what's happening out there in Janesville today? I hope it is nice out there today. I have some more of these logos, which I thought mottos for cities, which I think are pretty funny. So, what city is where Yeehaw meets Olay? Yeah, that's right. I have a bunch of these, right? Where Yeehaw meets Olay. That is actually a motto of a city, which is hard to believe. I had no idea what it is, by the way. Are you an oven or deep fried turkey or neither, Joe? Well, we don't do turkey here, really. Not a big fan of it. So sometimes we'll get ham. I don't know what we're going to do this year. Maybe nothing. Meyer had a bunch of turkeys, and they were all small this year because they said everybody was going to be, not have anybody over. You can't stick a turkey leg through a computer screen. So There's no limit on Zoom that day. And all the turkeys were really small. They're only 39 cents a pound. Didn't have one, though. Growing up, always cooked a turkey out in the roaster. Would get up really early. We had a turkey, big dinner and everything. We don't do that anymore, though. Thanksgiving week. Yeah, Kenneth, right. They said that, hey, we were going to do Thanksgiving, but this is not the time. But it's delayed. I misspoke. I'm going on strike today for a week. Nomad trucker. A full week strike. Yeah, be sure to walk around the sandwich board on there. Put out triangles. DOT ran one of them over. Beautiful. Maybe I should wait until after the strike to attend CDL school. You don't have to worry about that. Okay. Stop the tires, more like stop the liars. Donkey bite. Yeah, if this guy would ever get his act together here, nobody's going to follow him now because he's all over the place. Get a consistent message. You need to put the same message out all the time so people can follow it. Don't forget you can drink your turkey. Wild Turkey 101. Also, Cash is King Trucking. For non-drinkers, you can get a Jones Soda turkey drink. So there's also that. When's your next in-person meet and greet? I'll be at the Mid-America Truck Show in March if it stays open. So hopefully we'll see somebody there. I don't think it will be, though. They also have driver-facing cameras. I don't know if they face the driver, so I don't know about that. If that's the case, yeah, that's a problem. But if you're already there, you got to see how they're dealing with you about it. This self-dispatching of paper loads, would be like the best thing ever. Because you don't have to worry about all the stuff an owner-operator worries about. So I take a load in the middle of no place. That's their problem, right? Yeehaw meets Olay. Is it in New Mexico? No, it's in Texas. How about that? Small turkeys equal child turkeys. Yeah, that's pretty much true. Yeah, kill them earlier. Steel Horse, is there any legislation that prevents you from running your own dash cam in your own truck or company truck? No, I don't think so, right? I run my own dash cam all the time, and I don't see why there'd be legislation. You're not really supposed to put it in the swept area of the windshield, I guess, would be the thing. You could put it somewhere else. I put it way at the bottom of the windshield, which is still a swept area, but I want it in the swept area of the wiper so that it can see what it's doing. So other than that, I would say no. I know some companies don't allow it for some reason. I don't know why, but I've heard some drivers say, well, my company prohibits us from using a dash cam of our own. I'm like, well, they don't want it to conflict with their own dash cam when they, doctor up the evidence or whatever. Why wouldn't they want that? So we used to deep fry turkeys and Twinkies for Thanksgiving. Wow. You could stuff the turkey with those Twinkies. Deep fried turkey secret ingredient is Old Milwaukee beer. Wow, only the best. Showers will be open. Okay, good. 82,000 pounds in Pennsylvania. At least 4 of the bridges can't handle that weight. That's the problem. They're going to continue to raise the weights, and the bridges already can't handle the weight that goes on them. Alexander would like self-dispatch. I think a lot of people would, and they said it's been a great success. They've been trying it for a few weeks, and people love it. Last time I put out triangles, the tow truck ran over them. You got to put them so they can weave in between the triangles. Laredo, let's see, Canadian Tanker. You're close. Eagle Pass, Texas, where Yeehaw meets Olay. Eagle Pass. Who thinks of this stuff? How about the lobster capital of the world? What city is the lobster capital of the world? Self-proclaimed lobster capital of the world. These, by the way, are all in the United States, so I don't have any outside the U.S. This will be on the East Coast, East Side. Well, mid-December, for those of you that do not yet have the COVIDs, should be when the vaccine comes out. That's what they're talking about. And they had commented that the refrigerated trailers are almost all full already. There's hardly any capacity left, and they're going to need to put out, hundreds of millions of doses of this, and it needs to be kept cold. So they're not sure what they're going to do with that. Maybe they'll buy a bunch of them or just lease Schneider. I don't know what they'll do. All new trucks get out-facing cameras at Smith. That's good. Is that Bar Harbor, Maine? No, close, though. Maine. Won't let a carrier put their camera in my truck. I don't own the footage. Yeah, that's the other reason I tell you to bring your own camera. Even if the company has a camera, which some people will write to me, well, we use a camera. I go, but you don't own that footage, and you can't access it right there. So if there's an accident or whatever, you may want to be able to access that right away when the other person says, well, he ran a red light. On your own dash cam, you can just go right there and show it to the officer immediately and say, no, they ran the red light. I say I didn't notice that they ran it because I was busy eating a sandwich, but I for sure see it here now. Joe's Roller Wiener Emporium Interpretive Center has a November special on turkey's flavored soda. Buy 2, get 1 free at Joe's. You can run as heavy as you want anywhere, just dodge the scales. That's true too, right? They tell us we can't have no backup for it. My attorney says run your own camera. Yeah, I don't know why they would care. I don't know why a company cares. Why for that. Bernie Sanders is here. All right, what's going on, Bernie? Somewhere in Maine. We'll be seeing a lot of you coming up here pretty soon, I assume. Yeah, Maine. This is going to be Rockland, Maine, is the self-proclaimed lobster capital of the world. Self-proclaimed. Maybe meet in the middle and just pay 1 week. Yeah, I'd like them to pay something, right? But they don't pay anything. Even if the test comes back negative, I'll get paid your 8 hours for waiting on the results. That's good. That's what they should do. That's a decent company. And they say, go get a test and see what the results are. Absolutely. I think Bangor is landlocked. No lobsters there. They're all walking in. We just put traps out on the trails. We trap all the trail lobsters. New Brunswick, Canada. How do we know if they're Canadian or American lobsters? Right. So no. The most happening place on Earth. Yes, the most happening place on Earth. We're staying on the East Coast for this. Is Bangor's landlocked? I'm still going to run my own camera since the built-in camera can burn out. Michael Muller. Yeah, that's true. You never know if it's actually recording also. Look, for the small investment, if it pays off one time in your whole career, it was well worth it. And if not, sometimes you get some funny footage of what people are doing anyway, A vote for Bernie and he will socialize lobsters. A lobster in every pot, basically. Lobsters in 1 lobster per pot for everybody. Don't forget Cash is King goes live every 10 minutes all day. He's up to or is close to 100 live shows now. I think that's pretty interesting. Lobster capital should be New York City. The George Washington Bridge pinches your pockets every time I go there. Oh, yes. What, $50 or something now to get across there? Crazy. But the thing is, the good thing, it's so smooth from all the maintenance they do and all that money that they get. The lobsters are already pretty social. Ooh, Boston, no. We're going a little bit more inland for the most happening place on Earth, which is crazy. Who thinks of this stuff? You know what? It's really happening here. We don't know if they're American or Canadian lobsters. Not all of the Canadian lobsters are bad, but they're sending their best. They're not right. They're not sending their best. You got my vote, Bernie. I loved your Weekend at Bernie's movies. Oh, I love that. Weekend, you went everywhere. Does anyone know Schneider allows own dash cams? I don't know. I mean, are there that many places? I've really only found a few, but are there that many that don't allow it? And I guess if you're not at a Schneider terminal, how would they know? Although, if somebody saw it in your window, I'm sure the truck stops. There's always that driver. Oh, I'm going to tell. So you got that always. Kelly has a sunglasses built-in wide-angle dash cam. Oh, fancy. You could use those walking around the truck stop, too. The stuff you would look at would be yikes. Over 100 across the George Washington. Oh, all right. I haven't been there in a while, apparently. I can upload to Ike Stevens' Bonehead Truckers. Yes, I guess you could, right. Most happening place on Earth is Armpit, Iowa. Nice. There's not a lot goes on there. Slim Shady's at Schneider and uses their own camera. All right. That's a good sign. They don't say anything to you. The guy doing the stop the tires, I heard his truck just broke down, so he wants everyone to join in. Oh, really? He just broke. He goes, well, my truck is broke, so I think we start the strike right now. He actually is in Washington State, and he wouldn't say where he works. A number of places called him. That's so, which was a good idea for him. My Democratic state already says they have 8 of them set up across state, chilling, just waiting for the vaccine months ahead of schedule. Oh, really? Where are they getting all these? They still got to get it stuff over there, though. So there's somebody just come by and just fill these reefers, just leave them running for 3 months. That would be typical of what a government would do, certainly. Let's see, Ann Arbor, New York. I don't think so. Davenport was the armpit of Iowa. Schneider narc on each other. That'd be at every company. I'm not saying that's just Schneider. Any company would have a narc like that. The most happening place on earth is Freeland, Pennsylvania. Freeland, Pennsylvania. Freeland, what the heck? Freeland, why is that the most happening place on earth? When I was last there, which is probably never, I don't know, the most happening place on earth. Oh, somebody from Minnesota would know this. A better way to live. Right, a better way to live. Okay, so Slim Shady, you didn't ask and nobody said anything. So I don't know why they would care. I'd rather you ran your own camera. I think it'd be great. It would only help, what we're doing there and safety. So that's what I would say. Davenport is East Armpit, Iowa. That's pretty much true, right? That's where hopefully the Jamboree will go this year, also in July, but we'll see what they're going to do about that. It's outdoors. I know they don't allow a GoPro. Why not? As long as it's not blocking your view, what is the difference? I hit a deer once and asked my company for the footage. They won't let me see it. From then on, I run my own. Their best interest may not be the same as mine. Oh, look, Gino, you got that right. That dash cam in the window, they can say whatever they want. It isn't to protect you. It's to protect them from things you do that may, cause them money or damages or whatever, cost them money. They're only protecting themselves with that camera. That's their whole goal, as they always do. So if it suits them, they'll help you. If it doesn't suit them, they're not going to help you. You don't own the footage. You got to get your own camera where you own the footage. Then let them ask you for your footage. Most happening place on earth is Janesville. It was for a few weeks there. Hi, Mark from the free state of California. Gustavo. All right. Well, at least it's warm. That should be a sign in California. Well, and now we're in California. At least it's warm. What does FleetNav say? Can they run their own cameras? Oh, yeah. What do you do at FleetNav? Do you guys run your own cameras? Polygamy is a better way to live. I don't know. It's too hard to keep track of one person, much less, have a bunch of people you got to figure out, what do I do? By this person, when's their birthday? I mean, I only got so many places on Google, calendar that you could put in there. You got birthday messages going off all the time. That's way too complicated for me anyway. If you want to have, 10 spouses, personally, I don't care really, but I just think it's too much trouble to take care of all that. There's too many moving parts in that. Just too many moving parts. A better way to live. Is there really anywhere in Minnesota that actually is a better way to live? I wonder why they would think that too. Yellow. Let's go to yellow. 519. Last week was 462. Isn't that something? I hit a deer once, but I was in a cornfield. What are you doing out there? You can tell the third Canadian lobsters by how health friendly they are. I want to apologize to my fellow Illinois active constituents. I voted for Governor J.B. Pritzker. I won't make that mistake. All right. We offer camera solutions. I think the two we are mainly offer are Lytix and Surfsight, which actually just got bought out by Lytix, although several camera solutions should work. Yeah, Lytix, my arch nemesis, my enemy of forever time. Even so, we'll still put this up there. Even so of that. Betsy. With a couple of white whiskers. I wonder what Betsy's camera solution is. Receiving just came and knocked by on the door to say 15 more minutes. Thanks for the update. Cash is King. Hey, wake up in there. 15 minutes and then I'll be back to wake you up again. What? Is it beer o'clock yet? Not quite. Couple more days. Ours are taped off. The driver-facing cams are illegal up here. That's true in Canada. They're not allowed to camera the driver while they're driving. That went to court and they lost. And here, they didn't lose. So they still do it. It's funny here, the land of freedom, people are videoed. But in Canada, which, it's not like it's not free. I'm just saying that, in America, you'd think this would be the place of all places where the people would have their say. And they actually do. People can always have their say about it by not working in a place that has them, if that's something that they don't want. What flatbed company would you recommend? I have 2 years of driving, but zero in flatbed. George Costanza. Who's in a flatbed place here? I haven't done flatbed in quite a while. You can't tell if Canadian lobsters, if they're you can tell if they're overly friendly. Connecticut, Milldale have decent truck stops on the East Coast. South Dakota's anti-drug slogan, meth, we're on it. Betsy's camera solution of choice is whichever one has a built-in cat feeder, no doubt. Right, anything that'll shoot a cat food out. If any company has an in-cab cab, don't you have to sign something for them to tape? No, in fact, you don't. They've talked about that on numerous legal shows and stuff, and no, at work, there's no expectation of privacy at work. That's what they've said here. And you should ask an attorney at the local FMCSA field office about this. But in the United States, you don't have an expectation of privacy, so therefore they tape you, just like at a warehouse or whatever. There's cameras up at warehouses, and that's how they got it passed here. They go, well, look, the truck in cab of a truck is the same as a warehouse or any other workspace in the United States. So that's why they don't have to have you sign anything. It's recommended, but they don't have to. They can just tape you. Just like if you're walking on the sidewalk, I can just tape you. I can walk behind you and tape you. I don't have to ask you your permission or anything. You don't have any expectation of privacy that way. Looking for a soybean field. They're around. Where's Gracie? I don't know. She's around. Melton for flatbeds. All right, we can go with that. Melton. There's Gracie on her tree. She's probably not on the tree. I just fed the birds earlier this morning because it stopped raining, and so she's likely back there looking at the birds. I'll keep the back window slightly cracked open for COVID because that was recommended by CDC. Fresh air, so that's open all the time, even though it's 30 degrees at night. I offer discounted legal advice, Cash King Trucking. Just bring correct change because of the coin shortage. Oh, right. But you also take, Cash App or something like that, I can assume. The city in Minnesota, of all things, which is a better way to live, is Marshall, Minnesota. Yeah. Marshall, Minnesota. Although otherwise known as Slim Shady, Minnesota. How about that? Yeah, Marshall is a better way to live. Is that true? People from Minnesota, do you think it's been a better way to live there? That's cool because if my company did the only thing, they would see me naked. Yikes. Well, in my opinion, if the truck is stopped, you should have a right to cover it. There shouldn't be any problem. Certainly the part that faces inside. And all the curtains in the truck would cover the camera, so they wouldn't be filming you inside. Although, many of them do have a microphone. Keep that in mind. So, if you're watching something on TV or on your phone or whatever, that, there's no reason it couldn't record those sounds of whatever's happening in there. It's something to think about. You should get a hold of Handle on the Law to see if he'll be an attorney on your channel. Christina, I've listened to Handle on the Law for like 15 years. I love that show. That guy's hilarious. I tape it every week. People that don't tape it, right? You can get it on podcast, on your favorite podcasting app. Go to Handle on the Law and download it, right? I have the weekend show, and I'll listen to it today. And I think Handle is a great attorney. And he's talked about this very kind of thing on there where people say, I'm being recorded. He's actually had truck drivers call in and say, look, they're recording me. Is it okay? Yeah. And he says, yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Would he be on my show? He's in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame, so I don't know. I doubt it. Still, horse depends on what it is, but Geotab has open APIs so that in theory any camera should work with it. How about rail for flatbed? I've seen they pay 50 cents and 9 cents a mile for a flatbed. Cash is King Trucking. That's pretty good for flatbeds. They need to pay all this tarp fee and stuff like that too, though. We can't be doing that. The most happening place is Roller Arena Mondays. That's true, I hope. Does the camera cut off once you're off duty? No. The camera should still be on, but if you cover it, it can't see anything. Does not require medical long form from driver. Company won't give me a long form. Does DOT require... Why won't they give you... When you get your... Now, this is... Whenever I go get a physical for the company pays it. Of course, I'm a company driver. I get the whole form. I tell them, give me a copy of that, and they give me the little square thing and the long form, and I take it with me. That, whatever you did at wherever place you got it, that's your file. Tell them you want your long form. Don't get it from the company. Go to that doctor and say, I want my long form physical. It's mine. That is me. So that's how I would go get one. Go get it because that's yours. The human resource department at a company is not families friendly. There's no limit to the company liability. I don't know how Geotab resellers handle it, but at FleetNav, you could just email support and we'll find out if your camera would work. The driver-facing camera in our Cascadias look like factory installed gizmos. Have you seen that? Yeah, there are some that are factory. Some you can order them straight from the factory. Is the strike going to happen, Kayla? Not yet, but remember the strike was on, then it's off, now it's back on, but not for Thanksgiving. That's what he said. He goes, look, when I said canceled, what I meant was delayed. Look, I can't make this stuff up. But this is not the time. He said Thanksgiving is not the time to strike right now. So it's coming. It's just delayed. As soon as there's a date, I'll be all about it. Hopefully Christmas, maybe Arbor Day. Oh, great hoops to jump through. Yeah, exactly. Can companies have microphones without you knowing? Dominican truck drivers. Same problem in the United States is that you're at a workplace where there's no expectation of privacy. So same as you walking down the street, I can record you walking down the street, right? And you can't say, oh, you can't record me. That is not true. You don't have any expectation of privacy in public or at work. At work. So can they record you? Yeah, they do. They should tell you. I'd tell you. Okay, they should tell you, but they don't have to because you don't have an expectation of privacy at work while you're working because you're being paid. That's the idea. So, and maybe not being paid. Donkey Bite, a better way to live in Minnesota. Maybe it's at the end of that. Yeah. TMC is also flatbed, but you pay for the pretty truck. Yes, an astute viewer sent me a video recently about a TMC driver who I'm not going to name because I don't like to get into drama on here. But there's drivers out here putting out information where, this driver had stopped somewhere. He parks at a customer and is recommending this. And then he says in the morning, he's out filming himself and he says, look, I'm already untarped and I'm ready to be unloaded and I haven't even started my clock yet. And that's how I make money here basically at TMC because I'm doing all this stuff, kind of, he's talking about it like he's prepping properly, but in fact, untarping a trailer is log time. Okay, so what he's saying to me is that to make money here, I have to log things illegally. That's what I got out of that video. So remember, all this kind of tarping and all, it's all legally logged. So all that should be paid. All that stuff that you do, tarping, untarping, they ought to pay you. And I don't know if they do a TMC or not. They might. But he should still log it. If you have to log illegal every day, you're not being paid enough. George stands to find a local position pulling out a steel account. You could come to Gary. There's probably some up there. Or still me a Mazzy, you question me. Most companies don't mind if you block camera after work or in sleeper. Well, yeah. How are they going to mind if they're not paying you and you're off duty? Thanks for them, I would say. They cannot have hidden microphones. They have them. There's a microphone in the little camera thing. Marshall, Minnesota, in the middle of nowhere. Let's go downtown and watch them milk corn for fun. All right. Well, because everybody cranks up the window with 30 degrees. Because look, the CDC did talk about fresh air all the time. Okay, so I have the back window in the back bedroom cracked open, and it's been open all summer, and it'll probably stay open all winter. And it's chilly back there, and I'm getting fresh air in the place every day. That's what I'm doing here. That's all I can do. For all the truckers out there, thank you for your dedication and service, Kayla. Well, we appreciate that. 2 million miles is nothing. I'm at 9 million. We're talking about that a few months ago. Oh, 9 million. Isn't that guy KLLM is probably 28 million miles now. Oh, the poison oak capital of the world. Let's head to the other coast for the poison oak capital of the world. Who makes that as their slogan? Boy, who wants to come to the Poison Oak Festival this year? Wow, this is going to be something. It's sponsored by Calamine Lotion is the Poison Oak Festival, but there's the Poison Oak capital of the world. There are several capitals of the world, too, and I don't know how they know this. It's possible there could be a lot of poison oak somewhere else in the world, and they just not know it. Why are we always so, holier than thou about the United States being the best poison oak in the world? There might be some with more. I don't know. Strike when the turkey's hot. Look, I don't know. This guy is going to have a real problem getting people, to congeal behind his goals here if he doesn't even know what they are himself. He said he just started the Facebook page, Stop the Tires 2020, as a way for a couple of people to just talk about, what's going on in trucking, and it turned into a whole disaster of 75,000 people or something like that. Yike. Poison Oak Capital, I bet it's in Oregon. It is in California. How about that? Poison Oak Capital is in California. right? Because there's more than, sand in California. Michael Watts, what's happening? There could be more things there. AB 5, the courts have ruled, applies to motor carriers. Another court has just ruled that the AB 5 rules do apply to motor carriers. So another blow for people that are leasing, especially. This is affecting them a lot. And independent contractor drivers, which is pretty much illegal across the country. So the courts are sticking to this, that companies will have to pass the Dynamex test, as they say, to maintain people as 1099 contractors. Fleet Nav's headed out, but good for seeing everybody. Join us for the live stream at 3 p.m. Should have the thumbnail up this afternoon. All right, thanks. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you coming in. And there's that. All right, they'll be up tomorrow at 3 p.m. live. Poison Oak. I'd like to admit to all my trucking crimes on a recruitment video for a company. That would be good, wouldn't it? Have a great weekend. Drive safe. Thanks for being here. DOT regulation is even if the company pays for your long form, the doctor must give you the long form because it's physically for you, according to DOT. I would agree totally with that, right, Still Horse? That's you. That's your medical treatment. It doesn't matter that somebody else paid for it. That'd be like going to the doctor and your insurance pays for it. That doesn't mean that's not your file, though. That they can't say, well, we can't give you any of that because, your insurance, Blue Cross or whatever, paid for it. No way, right? That's your file, no matter who pays for it. So go back to that doctor and say, I want my long-form physical. And nobody should ever leave the doctor's office again after taking a DOT physical without a long-form copy handed to them on the spot from that doctor. Crab capital is Tijuana. That's what a friend told me. Yikes. You get shots for that. What's the best way to cook your turkeys? Take your frozen butterball and toss it in a deep fryer. Make sure to use peanut oil. Is there anybody that would hire me? I had a rollover in Chicago's Ice Storm. I was not cited. Valerie. Yeah, I think if it's not on your record, I'd totally forget about that and start putting applications in. At GP Transco, if the truck is not moving, the driver-facing camera does not record, and of course the curtains are covered up. Good. But some of them actually say, look, it's on all the time, just that you're covering it with the curtains. So, fresh air. Terry Gross must be the healthiest person in the world. Oh, nice. Donkey Bite, an NPR joke. That's pretty awesome. Terry Gross is a longtime NPR host, so who does interviews with everybody. So, yeah, nice NPR. That's pretty good. That comes on after Marketplace here. And all things considered. So very good. That's very good. Terry Gross. Let's see. What was that? Okay, right. The poison oak capital of the world is Forestville, California. Forestville, California? Has anybody been there? Is that on their signs? I'd love to know if that's on the signs to the place. It's Poison Oak. And Calamine Lotion sponsors the 800th annual Poison Oak Festival. Come in and scratch your way around, that kind of thing. Handsome Poochie. Hope all is well. Heading home to kiss my dog and pet my wife and have some turkey. That sounds great. It's this is the time for it. This weekend, there'll be plenty of parking. Nobody will have to park in spots that are paid, although people still will. Didn't they make a warning video about deep frying turkeys? Yeah, and always starting the week after Thanksgiving, the fire departments make more warning videos about all the house fires they had to put out because people dumped their turkeys and frozen turkeys straight into 8,000 degree oil or whatever. It's a lot easier just to have a meal prepared or whatever, and you either pick it up or have it delivered, that kind of thing. I saw KFC was going to do something this year. That might be a better way to do it. Even when you log fueling at your company on the company's fuel tank, log on Daisy Time. What is Daisy Time? Oh, what am I missing on that one? Mega carriers won't. I crashed 2 years ago, got hired at a smaller company. Well, but if this is not on a record, then it's not on the record. That's the thing of it. Does anybody know about it? I've been to Forestville, California. They do not publicize the poison oak, but it is readily available. This way to the poison oak. This way to CVS, it says. That's a good place for a CVS to put a place in. How about the cow chip capital of the world? One of my favorite cities in the Midwest. In the South, I guess, southern Midwest. Mouth of the Russian River and wine country, also poison oak. Good afternoon, Ralph. What's going on? Cow. Yeah, I don't remember if I've seen the sign there or not. It seems like there is a sign there for it. The cow chip capital of the world. It seems like it, but I don't remember. Oh, it's memory fades as time goes by. Is anybody else up also for this USA truck self-dispatch? Are there anybody, other company drivers, I guess I should say, that where you're allowed to self-dispatch yourself, where you have an app and you can just pick your loads? You don't have to interact with the company to get a load at all. Like, you don't have to call them. They don't just give you 3 loads, but they give you have access to all loads. You can pick whatever load you want. Doesn't matter to them. And all they're doing here is saying, look, you got to average 2,000 miles in a rolling period of like 3 weeks or whatever, not including home name and stuff like that. So absolutely. The town that claims the moniker noxious fume capital of the world. I don't know. Wherever Bush's beans are made, probably. I don't know where that might be. I don't know if company drivers are allowed to dispatch. I've never been really allowed to dispatch myself as a truck driver, per se, because I've done a lot of dedicated stuff. Even on the road, it was dedicated. I used to go to Indianapolis to Boston and back every week. So I'd go Indianapolis to Virginia Beach every week, the same thing every week. So there wasn't any dispatching, not a lot of dispatching done. You came in to do the same thing. And here, I don't dispatch here either. I just go to work and come back. George Wilson, poison any wild plant, Shawnee National Forest, far southern Illinois. And there's a non-lethal tarantula down there. All right. Well, at least it's non-lethal. I don't have to worry about that. Who wants to worry about lethal tarantulas? That would be even worse, which I don't think we have any here in the United States. The cow chip capital of the world. People go through here all the time. It's like a unique little town. Bayonne, New Jersey, right? It's Beaver, Oklahoma is the cow chip capital of the world. Is there a sign? It seems like coming in there's a sign that talks about that. Somebody needs to get a picture of the cow chip capital of the world sign. That'd be something you're going to want to put out in front of your town, because that's going to draw people in. After they're done scratching from the Poison Oak Festival, they can come over to your town with this cow chip capital thing going on. I don't like flatbed. I did it one day and it wasn't for me, Luke. Look, I did it that one winter, but that was about it, really. Later, I had a curtain side, which is better, which is like a van trailer that you open the sides up on. Flatbed is a lot of work. Self-dispatch is good. There's also a cool California, right? When you're standing in Jersey, this is where I got the idea, and I'm trying to tarp. It's like January. The ocean's right there, and you've got spray blowing on you, you're freezing to death, and it's filthy. In 2 seconds, you're filthy. Trying to tarp the load down, and like, wow, this is pretty much horrible way to make a living. So, not long after that, I got out of doing that. Joshua headed out of Whitestown, north on 65, thinking of stopping into Roselawn for that special regeneration. Oh, yeah, with the leg sundial up there in Roselawn, Indiana. Mike Kelly, what's the word on stop the tires? Well, we were on, then we're off. Now we're back on. It's on. Okay, get ready. The guy said, look, I said canceled, but I meant delayed. So it's delayed, but it's coming. But he did say, don't stop the tires on Thanksgiving weekend. It's not the time yet. So we can't be stopping the tires this weekend. It's not time to stop the tires, but it's coming. He said, don't worry. When the time is right, we will strike. How many dermatologists in Forest Oak, California, are there? Might be a scam up there. Yeah. Look, let's just go plant a bunch of poison ivy out there. Poison oak. Maybe you can't triple cost out for it takes to pay a truck. Steel horse. Been using voice to text, messed up several messages. That's all right. Can I get on some of that Daisy Duke time? Oh, that'd be great. Cow chip capital of the world. You smell it here in Beaver, Oklahoma, the new town slogan. Yeah, that's that's the cow chip capital of the world. I didn't know that. I mean, I thought it'd be like liberal Kansas or something with all the packing plants and stuff up there. So, but it isn't. Beaver, Oregon. Of all places. It should be Cow, Oregon, shouldn't it? How about the home of the Oatmeal Festival? Has anybody ever been there? In Texas? The home of the Oatmeal Festival. Do they grow oatmeal there? Are there oatmeal plants? Economy is teetering on collapse. Great time for a trucker strike. Yeah, well, actually what they said is drivers didn't want to strike now because the rates are really high. And so most owner-operators, at least apparently, that they talked to said, well, the rates are too high and we can't do that. TP, a transcript, is that a lie? You can't put any kind of footage that you want from the actual time you want. Where are we at with that? As far as the strike, I'm pretty sure if you lined up all the tractor trailers, then we could possibly stretch 80 New York to California. Wouldn't even have to strike, just be a traffic jam. Joshua Knight. You could, but what he did say about that, the Stop the Tires guy, he doesn't want anybody blocking any roads. If you're going to strike, he said, park somewhere off the road. Don't stop ambulances, he said. Don't stop people from traveling. Nothing like that. He said, do not do any of that. And he said, if you're hauling medical equipment, do not strike at all. Keep driving. Yep. Which I give him kind of credit for that. Because I've always said, you want to strike, right, and block interstates, tow those trucks right off the road. When I did flatbed, it was unfinished structural steel, no tarps. Oh, that would have been great. At Regal Transport, every load was required to be tarped, no matter what. I remember many times picking stuff up outside in the mud. They'll grab angle iron and stuff that's sitting outside, and it had to be tarped. If you were cruising around without tarps on and you had a load on, some of the other drivers would call you in immediately. Hey, why don't you have tarps on? That kind of thing. So, yeah. I may or may not self-dispatch, but that's really none of my company's business. Look, I think it's a great idea. How great would it be to look and see 40 loads and you can decide which load you want to take? I tell myself I'm fine, but I'm caught in a panic. Cash is king. The liberals kill a lot of cattle. That's true. Oatmeal Festival's been going on for 43 years. Who knew? Really? Paul Harris. 43 years. That started by Wilford Brimley 43 years ago, I think. He might be from this town. Not sure. Don't have the whole Wilford Brimley biography on me. I'm not sure how that goes with Wilford Brimley. Look, flatbed, if you want to start flatbed, seriously, it's work. Get ready to work. It isn't just opening the doors and backing up. It's work. You got stuff to think about. How you're going to load. You get some math to figure out because you can change how the load sits on the trailer based on where it sits on the trailer. So you have maybe 6 4x4s on there or whatever. Move those around and it moves where the weight is on the trailer, and it changes how the trailer scales out. There's stuff to figure out, and it's like a puzzle. I really kind of like it for the mental aspect of it, in that they stack a bunch of different stuff on there, and then you have to figure out how to strap it and chain it to make sure it looks just like that when you get to wherever you're going. That part of it was always great, and then you got kind of a little bit of satisfaction, especially since I hadn't been driving long when I did this. I thought, oh, this is great. I made it 700 miles with this load, and it pretty much looks like when they put it on there. So, yeah, great. Didn't there used to be a clothing optional truck stop in Roselawn? Yeah, I think the truck stop up there was kind of clothing optional, maybe, because they've got that little clothing optional place in Roselawn Recreation Center or whatever it's called. Can you imagine the truck stop itself being clothing optional? Do you want to hear that driver after he's done with his breakfast and he's been sitting on that vinyl couch for 20 minutes? The sound would be like peeling a piece of saran wrap off of a sausage or whatever. Off of whatever, right? So I think that'd be pretty hilarious. So that's not something that you're going to want to see, certainly. Problem with self-dispatching is everyone will skip the crappy loads and they will get forced on some sucker. Yeah, Canadian tanker yanker, that's true. And I wondered about that too, and I thought, I wonder how they'll get garbage loads like Bronx, right, all these New York City loads or whatever that they do done. They'll just give it to drivers that are not on self-dispatch. Because 5 jobs in 3 years, that eliminates like 90% of people on YouTube. Because everybody, hey, here's a new company. I've been here 2 weeks. And then 3 weeks later, oh, here's another company. But I'm saying it eliminated a lot of drivers like that. It'll just eliminate drivers because they need 12 months of experience. So not everybody at USA Truck has 12 months. And people will fall out because they'll be lazy. They won't dispatch themselves to 2,000 miles. So absolutely. That's how it'll work. So yeah. And they'll just give it to some sucker, like you said, right? Because nobody's going to take it. As soon as you go to a place and you wait there a long time, you're never going to go to that place again. That's the great part of self-dispatching. You can not go to places that are garbage. You don't have to look on the Qualcomm thing and go, oh, I got to go over to whatever again, you know. You'll pick up your paper load, of course, in Georgia or whatever, right? But you won't have to go where it takes them forever to unload you. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. They have an actual oatmeal song. Oh, my gosh, an ode to oatmeal. Quaker Oats at Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Oh, that'd be great. I saw a sign one time that said the liquid manure capital of the United States, but I can't remember what town it was. Really, that's a sign. You need a picture of that sign. Flatbed is a different world. Yeah, it's hard work, and you're dirty all the time. So, yeah, absolutely. Oh, little Viking coach, hey, what's going on? It's good to see you. George Costanza, remember I run for DG. Flatbed can't be harder than this. It can be. It can be because you may have to tarp the load in the snowstorm, you know, and the rain or whatever. It depends. In the summer, you do a lot of work too. I mean, you certainly work a lot as well. Is flatbed harder? You don't have to worry about your load. You know when you open the door, it pretty much has fallen over a lot of times probably, but I don't know. I will say still flatbed's hard. Roselawn said 20 miles. Oh, get ready. Swift has a limited self-dispatch that gives you up to 3 loads to choose from. Yeah, that's the thing. I've heard other companies will give you like a selection. But USA Truck says you'll get every load in that area where it's within so many miles of with the deadhead. And you can choose from any load. I'd love to see it. If anybody's on it, I'd love to see a demonstration. Somebody needs to do a YouTube video about that, although they probably won't let you. To show every load and how it works and how many miles, and it shows everything on there. I'd love to see all that stuff on there. I wonder if you could do a dedicated run with that self-dispatch. Find 2 loads and run them back and forth. USA has tons. Yeah, I think you could. That's the other thing. A lot of these large carriers do the same loads all the time. They just don't put them out dedicated, even though they should. They should put people on them. And I think you could figure out, a good driver could figure out their own dedicated run. Maybe get yourself home every day or every couple days. I think so. Mel Company had a mic on the camera, and they heard when my interview for my next company was. Exactly. As you never know when they're listening. Hello from St. Louis, the Grumpy Trucker. What's going on? U.S. Express started Variant subsidiary for self-dispatch trucks. Oh, little Viking coach. They didn't say that. They don't say that in their ads or anything that they're self-dispatch. That would be pretty interesting if they did. And it's still U.S. Express, so that's the other side of it, I guess. Company I worked for a few months ago when I was running tanker into the U.S. offered a large premium for New York City and New England. That was their solution to unfavorable loads. New York City bonus 300. And I don't know if USA Truck does that. If they do, that'd be something else. Maybe you want to go there and get those bonuses. Maybe. There's something for everybody. Cisco's taking 3 hours for 3 pallets. That's pretty good, an hour pallet. Fruitcake capital of the world, Clayton, Georgia. Is that true? Nothing is harder than those Dollar General accounts. Those are a lot of work, especially in the summer. I see that being the hardest in the summer because that front of the trailer is so hot. And it's all these little stores. Even around here, I'll see U.S. Express here in town. Apparently they do these here in town. They'll be parked at the Dollar General here. And I thought, I wouldn't park at that Dollar General during the day, much less at night. Liquid manure capital is Washington, D.C. Yeah. Home of the Oatmeal Festival is Bertram, Texas. Bertram, Texas. That's listed as the home of the Oatmeal Festival. You know, the National Oatmeal Festival. Because down there, you go down there and there's just fields and fields of oatmeal trees where they grow oatmeal. There's strawberry and cream trees and brown sugar maple trees and all that. Yeah. They're all picking it on the fall. All companies should do that self-dispatch. What are we, peasants, Joshua Knight? Look, this is a great idea that somebody had this brilliant idea to just let drivers dispatch themselves. Let them pick their own loads. They'll be much happier rather than assigning loads to everybody. And I totally think like you could work a dedicated run out. Once you've been at USA Truck long enough, you know you go around and pick up at the same places. Well, just dispatch yourself to these other cities and make a triangle or whatever, a circle. whatever, a 6-sided, 8, whatever side you want. And you could make your own dedicated run. My company overheard a drug deal with the hidden microphone that they were very impressed with the deal I made. They go, that's pretty good. We could have never made that kind of deal. That's the good part of where you are. You don't have to worry about that, I guess. Oatmeal trees, yeah. Down, in Bertram, Texas, it's right in the center of all the oatmeal fields. They have the apple and cinnamon ones, strawberry and cream ones. I don't like the plain ones. They have the plain trees, too. Those aren't any good. And they just have all these, and then they just pick them. People that go pick the packets, in the fall. Probably right now they're doing it, really. And then they have the big festival where they dump a bunch of them into a big thing and stir it up. Mm-hmm. Do you think people are hacking load boards to get the best loads like the Dominion voting machines hack the election? I don't know about that. If they show every load, you wouldn't have to hack the load board. And it said you can dispatch yourself a week in advance, up to a full week. So I don't know. I'd really love to see it in action if anybody is at USA Truck. How exactly does that work? Sounds like the definition of a rule is needed soon. Yeah, exactly. There's no politics after the election. We try to keep out of that. But I do think that hacking the load board, you shouldn't have to, right? Although what you could do is there could be this brown nosing where you're friends with somebody in there and you go, hey, give me this load. Don't put it on the board or whatever. So there's probably some of that, and some of those will be held out. But look, if there's a large selection, if you're like you're delivering to Indianapolis down at the Gatorade or whatever it is down there, I think it's Gatorade. There should be tons of loads in Indianapolis for you to choose from. And I think it would help people get sleep too. Because here's the thing. You can pick a load that picks up the next day. Even though you got 2 hours left, you're like, well, it's 6:30, so I want to park, and I'll go pick this load up first thing in the morning. I would forever change my hours available when I used to do this kind of road dispatch so that whenever I would show up at 4 p.m. or whatever, I'd always put down that I have 9 minutes left or whatever. How much time are you going to have left? 9 minutes, 6 minutes or whatever. That way they wouldn't dispatch me until the morning. This way you wouldn't have to worry about that. You could just have your next load for the next morning ready. You're like, oh, okay, so tomorrow morning I'm picking the next load up. I think it's great. If it works the way they say, it's going to be great. Doing a DG Fresh for England. DG Fresh. Might drop their truck off at the terminal right now. Nice. What is DG Fresh? Flatbed is for drivers that are cool under pressure. When you keep cool and plan everything, flatbed is easy. Look, all I'm saying is it's work. It's not the easy, just shut the doors and go driving around. It's more work, and there's thought to it depending on what you're hauling. Yeah, it can be harder. Let's put it that way. And you're dirty more. And what's a nice dude like you do in a place like this? Let's see. You're under surveillance. I saw a vid on a guy who wrote a script for the Schneider LB to grab loads. Really? I'm sure there's somebody that could do it. Would you need to, though? If there's 50 loads available, do you need to do that? You could maybe you could have your spouse kind of dispatch you as well. So you wouldn't even have to worry about it. Or somebody at home or whatever, let them sign into your app, because it said it was an app. So I presume it's a phone app, and they could sign in and have your next load ready for you. You'd be kind of home dispatch. You'd never have to deal with USA Truck, but you'd have all the good stuff of a large carrier that's got loads everywhere without having to worry about, I got to call the planner, I got to wait on hold for 3 hours or whatever. You shouldn't have any of those problems. If they can work it out, and if Variant is doing that, that's great. They don't put that out there, though. Variant has never said like, oh, well, we're self-dispatching. They don't put it out like that. If the loads are dropping hook for the most part, I think they would help the self-dispatching. Yeah, I think that a big place would have a lot of these paper loads, which there are a lot of there, would be self-dispatch loads. Oh, I wonder if they have the weights on them. They probably don't put the weight on, so drivers will take the loads. You'd have to get to know the load to see what it is. If they put 45,000 on one and 22,000 on the other one, you're not going to take the full load. You'll take that partial load. So, yeah. But as long as they work it out right, this could be the biggest change in trucking that's really been needed to see for quite some time. you'd actually get a raise, and they said people are making more money because you'd self-dispatch. I don't have to go drive around tired. I know that my next load's not until tomorrow, so I know I can park and get some sleep and not worry about they're going to be pinging me in the middle of the night with some kind of weird load. Go at 2 a.m. and pick this load up. You don't have to worry about any of that. All those things should be over once you dispatch yourself. That's what I would hope. Dispatches will be gone before drivers. Drivers are around for quite some time. We got a ways to go on drivers. How about the grass seed capital of the world? How about the grass seed capital of the world? Where the heck is that? By the way, it's in Oregon. Let's put it out that way. They might not tell you, but I might be able to get pretty close to an email you. Self-dispatch would keep more new drivers. Oh, but you have to have 12 months. So it does say you need 12 months, 5 jobs or less in the last 3 years, and 2,000 miles a week average. So part of it, you need 12 months of experience. Not 12 months there. It didn't suggest that. But it did say you need 12 months of experience just because you need to figure out how to truck first before you're worrying about dispatching yourself. What they'll probably do is make somebody that comes in drive for 30 days or something before allowing them to do it, although it didn't say that, though. No dispatchers but apps and 10 million brokers. Yeah, everybody become a broker. No need for a middleman, right? We don't need a dispatcher. If we can dispatch ourselves and they can get all these loads covered, I think they could go with much less dispatchers, and all the new people will just be stuck on all these horrible runs that other drivers don't want. The biggest thing that needs to go is brokers. All right. Self-dispatching is the self-checkout of the truck world. That's good. If I self-dispatch, who are you going to call up angry and scream how stupid? Yeah, you're going to have to call yourself. Gilroy is the garlic capital of California. All right. That sounds smelly. I'm not very smart to answer these questions of yours today. Oh, that's all right. Happy week and a Thanksgiving to all. Angelica Jane. All right. Thanks for being here. Grass seed is Scott's company in Ohio. Oh, yeah, but that's not the grass seed capital of the world, though. How about that? Another city already claimed that title. Luke is self-dispatched on a dedicated run. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing, right? I prefer that. I think for me, it works out good because I don't have to worry about what I'm doing. Self-checkout is great. Buy one thing, get 10 free. If I get caught, I tell them I wasn't trained properly. Exactly. Look, I tell them whenever they go, oh, you just have some things, you should go to self-checkout. I go, I don't work here. I go, well, nobody here's ever hired me, so I'm not going to self-checkout. How about that? Your team at U.S. Express, that's what they would call it. Uncle Cash got confused when he was told he had the slip seats, so we went to the store to buy saran wrap and wrap the seats. Yikes. That's what would happen in Roselawn as well, I think, for the drivers that are up there. The grass seed capital of the world, self-proclaimed, is Albany, Oregon. That's the self-proclaimed grass seed capital of the world. I don't know why. I guess there's a lot of grass up there that gets delivered. Everyone has the same opportunities in the United States. Yeah, it should be equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome, right? People can go and do whatever they want. With a little bit of research, there's really nothing you can't learn. Everybody teaches everything you need to know now on YouTube and on a bunch of other apps. So, yeah, anything you want to do is available to you. I totally agree. Los Angeles, the homeless capital of the world. Little Viking coach. That's where they choose to go. It's warm there. It's not a bad place to be homeless. Kelly, clothing optional truck stop would scare me to death. No way would I go in. Well, the problem is you may go in and not realize it till you go in there. And then Billy Big Rigger's walking around in there. Yikes. I do think they required shoes, if I remember. Nobody's talking about the hole, the manhole. Yeah, that is not clothing optional. Christina, yeah, that is a good one. With the world we live in today, I think most routes should be dedicated. Anything that doesn't qualify should be on the load board. Yeah, look, there's no reason at a big place like USA Truck that they shouldn't have more dedicated runs. Really? I mean, why wouldn't they? There's so many of them. A big place like that. That's the beauty of a large place. I'll tell people that you're at one of these mega carriers, go get a dedicated run. Then you get all the benefits of the place and none of the hassle of it. Everyone has the same opportunity. Yes. I hope they wipe if they're nude. Nude is the word of the day there. Look, that's going to be the least of your problems in the place. My company announced a 5-cent raise for over-the-road drivers. Heard of a few companies giving raises. Yeah, there have been a lot of them that popped out in the last few weeks here that are given either a bonus or raises. It looks like pay's going to go up here for the next few months. As close downs come in, and we need all these trailers for vaccines. What's the orthopedic capital of the world? Oh, orthopedic capital of the world. I don't know. Be someplace that's where everybody is working outside. Yeah, Alexander, that's Skittles, the cat. Roswell, New Mexico is the wool capital of the world? Really? The wool capital of the world. Half mile to Roselawn. Oh, yeah, getting ready? Get ready to free everything and walk around there. See the leg statue out in front of the sundial? Aliens like wool. Too scratchy. It's too scratchy for them. I don't know why Albany is the grass seed capital. I think I'll give you this one because people should get this one. It's called Spam Town. Albany, Oregon, but this one's called Spam Town. This one people would know. Gunshot capital of Chicago. That's true. And how many? There's like dozens of them every week now. Christina won't be getting a vaccine. Yeah, certainly initially. I did see, now I've been watching this, where places are talking like, oh, you won't be allowed to enter unless you've had a vaccine. I've seen that. And Handel, as we talked about earlier, has talked about that. And he said, yeah, probably a business could do that. So that they could say, look, or you could only work here with a vaccine, because already doctors' offices and stuff demand that people get flu shots and stuff. So he thought, yeah, that is probably something a business could do. Would they do it? He didn't know if they would, but he thought, yeah, somebody could, because people have asked that. There's fires out west. I don't know how many people are going to live in. They move along the railroad tracks, and that's where all the fleas have moved. So not anymore. I think you're going to Arizona. We should all go to Arizona where it's nice. Protests in Louisville are still happening. Really? Well, it hasn't gotten cold enough yet. We need to get a hard freeze, and then way they disappear. It's actually Warsaw, Indiana. What is in Warsaw, Indiana? That's the circus capital of the world. The alphabet capital of the world is A. That's good. All the little Viking coaches from California. Okay. Maserati capital of the world. Nice. I wish that was true here. There's one here in town again I'm going to go look at. What is the state animal in Massachusetts and Vermont and Kentucky? I don't know. Do we have a state animal in the area? The bird here is a cardinal. I'm surprised people don't know what Spam Town is. That's what I'm always surprised about. But they suggested that if you didn't have a vaccine, that businesses, warehouses may be able to not allow you in. Companies may say, look, here at this job, everybody by this date has to have this vaccine, and we'll pay for it even maybe. And so then you have a choice to make, an interesting choice to make. A YouTube video about selfish matching could be used as a recruiting tool. Oh, look, why USA Truck doesn't publicize this more? I don't know. I mean, it seems like a great idea to me if it works. They could show exactly how it works, how easy it is, have a driver say, hey, how great it is. Oh, my gosh. So expensive in L.A., it's hard to get a place. Working people live there in their cars. Well, I've seen this for people living in a car. Why don't they drive the car out of the state and go live somewhere else? I mean, I've seen that where the people are living in a car. Drive the car somewhere to where it's cheaper to live. That's always my surprise. People choose to stay there, and so then they stay there. If you have a car, drive the heck out of town. Need a virtual hand to slap people in the back of the head in here. Exactly. Spam is delicious. Roger Moore, of course. Can't wait to take the vaccine. I hope it's bubblegum flavored. Oh, it could be. It goes in the arm, fortunately. I was looking at that. The Morgan horse is the state animal in Massachusetts and Vermont. And the saddlebred horse is a state animal in Kentucky. I wouldn't know the difference between a horse and a Morgan horse and a saddlebred horse if they both looked at me. I won't shop or work there. No big choice for me. Yeah, I know that could happen. And I don't know if companies will mandate it. We'll see what they do. Dashcam Sam got a 0.0176 cent per mile raise. What kind of weird system is that? They make it so complicated you can't even figure out how much you're making. Manawi, Nebraska, population 1. That'd be a good city to move to. How the government will chip us? I don't know about that. Can I wash the vaccine down with some Coronas? I'm sure that, they're the ones that didn't love this. Austin, Minnesota is Spam Town. We all know why that is. That's the head of Hormel. Is right there, the Spam Museum. It's all right there. That's the National Spam Museum. So I want to go through these things before I head out to work here. USA Truck Self-Dispatch. Okay, the bridge to Kentucky, right, in Cincinnati, between Ohio and Kentucky, will be closed until December 23rd. So you're going to need to take 275 around Cincinnati. You cannot get through downtown. The bridge is closed both ways until December 23rd. All right, so get used to that. That provides some backups. Pennsylvania is going to add 2,000 pounds exemption for electric trucks. But I get a better rates because I take the vaccine, because there are going to be a lot of guys that won't, and businesses won't let them in. And, that'll be interesting. If it comes down to that, if businesses start enforcing it. The saddlebred stands a whole lot taller than a Morgan horse. All right. Well, plus I go, hey, you look like that guy from MASH. That's what I would say to that one horse. How much is gas there? Here, yesterday it was like $2.05. It went up. Steel horse, all right. Thank you for that. Yeah, I saw a tanker caught on fire there. Hey, Mark, I just realized I didn't check in. Alex, OTR driver. Well, thank you for being here. My company gives me options weekly when I'm at home terminal. That's pretty good. What if you were self-dispatched for every load that they have? No matter where you go, and then that town you could choose from every load. Would you think that's better? Would you like it? I think it'd be great. Another trucker struck on December 25th. I suggested it might be around that day. In all honesty, that bridge needed repairs anyway. It is an old bridge, and it looked always bad. But, I mean, the couple of hazmat trucks collided with some potassium chloride or something. I don't remember what it was on there. Anyway, the bridge is closed for another month. Over a month. Well, a month from today. So if you're going through Cincinnati, you're like, oh, I'm just going to go downtown. Don't. You cannot get through downtown. If you're going north, same way. Get off 275, go around. And, by the way, your company, if you're a company driver, should pay you extra for it. It's not the law, but I would tell them, look, I got to go around. I want these however many extra miles it is. If you're getting mileage pay, they should pay you extra for it. If you're hourly, it won't make any difference because you'll get paid extra for it. But I know companies should pay you for it, I think. Say, look, I'm required to go around, so I need to get paid extra. Donkey bite, nice. I won't take vaccines. I have other problems that I'm treated for. I don't want interactions. George Wilson. Yeah, that'll be between you and your doctor, of course, I guess, when it's available. And if he says, look, you're somebody that shouldn't take it, then I guess you just can't take it. You don't want to die from the vaccine or get sick from it like people do already from flu shots and everything else. Oh, nice. Roger Moore is also a Monty Python fan, so we can all agree with that, as I am here as well. The AB5 motor carriers are not going to be exempted from this AB5 in California. Another court rules. So an appeals court came out and said motor carriers cannot just get out of AB5 because they're motor carriers. So be careful if you're leasing a truck, especially from the carrier. That's mainly who this is affecting. And some companies won't put any more leases on in California because of that, other than someone who actually owns a truck outside the carrier. So be careful about it. If you lost, take a pic, email it to Jeffrey. He'll tell you where he's at. Spam makes me sad for the food world. Why? I have a can of Spam here. I mean, it couldn't be any better. It'll sit on the shelf for 100 years or whatever. And I just saw yesterday that you can get a cheeseburger in a can too. I mean, how great is this world that we live in, where I can get a canned cheeseburger that I can keep on the shelf for a decade and still eat like it's fresh as the day it was born. How great is that? And I will go to one more, which is Magic City of the Plains. That's the last one I have on there as I wrap up. The Magic City of the Plains. Oh, we've all been there. We love it. Sometimes Tim Hortons is closed. What is it? Oh, some stores also here now are saying if 4 people get the COVIDs, they're going to close the grocery store down. So keep that in mind as well. There's no toilet paper at the store. Canned cheeseburgers. What is this, the Jetsons? I know it's like the future. We're living in the future, but yet here it is. Here it is. There's a cheeseburger in a can. You throw the can in a pot of boiling water, and bingo, a couple minutes, you have a canned cheeseburger. I'm picking up motorcycles. That's pretty cool. At Virginia Beach and making 4 stops from New York to Vermont to New Hampshire. I get 10 cents more for Northeast and stop pay for having 4 stops. That's pretty cool load. Motorcycles. What motorcycles are made in Virginia Beach that you're picking up? Fried bologna and cheese. That is at some truck stops. Everyone should keep MREs in their truck and spam if you can get an MRE now. Oh no, you're too far. In Vegas, you're way too far. I-80. Think I-80. I will see you, Roger Moore. It is good to see you here today. Yeah, you are way far out in Vegas for that. Holy mackerel. Don't forget the strike is coming back on too. Good Lord, cheeseburger in a can. People have gone mad. I mean, how great is that? You get a cheeseburger in a can. It's a pop-top can. You don't even need a tool to open it up. It's a cheeseburger and it is in a can. I'm sure it is delicious and very nutritious as well. Even the cat wants one. Yikes. Canned cheeseburger. The magic city of the plains is Cheyenne, Wyoming. It is Cheyenne, Wyoming, and I have to head out to my job today. Michael Muller was first the other day with Mark Ely, and today Misty was first, and I appreciate that. Thank you for being there today. And so I'm going to head out today from those, and I want everybody to have a nice holiday. Be safe, of course, and of course do all that stuff. Let's see, Captain Flatbed was here today, which I appreciate. Donkey Bite, right? I love it. Alexandra, close, but no cigar. Thank you for being here. Canadian Tanker Yanker, it's good to see you today. Luke, 1234. Oh, canned cheeseburger Tuesday. Right, that is pretty good. Right, I love that. 2020 has been redeemed. That's the best part of 2020, right? And it's the best part of waking up is a canned cheeseburger in your plate. Cash is King Trucking. Thanks for being here today. Let's see, Trucker Willie. Hey, what's going on? It's good to see you, but I do have to head out. Alex, the OTR driver. Thank you for coming in. Let's see, the Hool was here as we go along here. Unit 2, thank you for coming in today. Christina, it's good to see you. Steel Horse, thank you for being in here today. Joshua Knight was here. Dashcam Sam, I love it. Right, let's see here. Where am I? Oh, Kelly was here today, too. Thank you for being here. Marty was here. Trucking Journeys came in today, too, which was good to see you. Valerie, hello there. George Wilson, thanks for being here. Let's see, where am I going off to? Gina was here, and I lost that spot as usual. Little Viking Coach, hello. I haven't seen you for a while. Night Ranger, good to see you. And Angelica Jane, I have to head out to my place today, which is not always fun, but sometimes it's fun anyway. And I will do that now. And we'll be back soon with more of these videos and such. Keep sending me your missives, which I appreciate. And let me know there on that one person that got that COVID test. I hope you do okay on that. Get some rest during that time.